Hello and welcome
Hi.
to the daily Soul Calibur news. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
hello. Hello.
Yes. I'm going to start with a warning.
Right.
Be warned. As
Okay.
this text here might imply, there'll be a lot of Ivy in this podcast.
Oh yeah, a lot of
Ivy tends to not wear that much clothing. So I highly advise everyone to be watching this podcast blindfolded.
Oh no, YouTube's gonna demonetize your channel.
With that said, they announced Ivy. She's using
yikes.
Ivy blade.
Yikes.
Yeah, this is. I think this is her second most skimpy outfit in the entire franchise.
Yeah, Christ.
Although topping Soul Calibur 4 would be pretty much impossible, I feel.
Oh god, that outfit was. That was a. Yeah.
But, it was an outfit. It was an outfit.
Yeah, that was a thing.
But yeah, Ivy. She was. I think she was officially introduced in Soul Calibur 1, right?
Yep.
So
that's
it's
correct.
pretty fitting she's actually in the game, which is a reboot of Soul Calibur 1.
Yep.
I can't get over every opportunity to show her ass, they take it.
Well, it's kind of unavoidable with that outfit anyway.
Yeah.
But
like-
yeah.
I like those effects, like all the special effects on her sword, like when she does the attacks. Looks really fancy.
Yeah, like the effects, animations, and everything looks pretty good. I wish we had more gameplay so we could really tell if she was based on like Soul Calibur 4 Ivy with her really crazy 3 completely different stances, or her Soul Calibur 5 moveset, which was basically.
Can you rewind a little bit?
What?
Moves she did a little bit more.
Even further back?
Yeah. Right there.
Maybe I should slow down. How do I slow down again?
Um,
Oh, there we go.
It's against Mitsurugi that she does
Mitsurugi.
something that I'm a
Not
little.
the bow. Not the bow.
That's still really fancy though. I think it's right here actually. Was she always able to do that? Right there.
I think I remember seeing her do a move like that in Soul
Yeah,
Calibur 2.
I think I remember that move. I don't know if you had that effect on an opponent, but she had a move which looked like that. That
Not
move
that
I
I could
don't
ever-
recognize. This move I definitely don't recognize. This might be her critical
Yeah.
edge.
So that's one fancy move.
But yeah, I was gonna say that in Soul Calibur 1 and 2 she had a more simplified moveset. Then Soul Calibur 5 they made her return to that. So I'm kind of thinking like that's what they're gonna return to yet again. It would be more obvious if we saw more gameplay of her. But
Yeah.
she was crazy complex in Soul Calibur 3 and 4, especially 4.
I unfortunately can't comment on that because I didn't really play her that much.
Her move list in Soul Calibur 2 looked pretty complex already, so that's surprising to hear.
Yeah, she basically had like 3 different movesets in Soul Calibur 4. Like she could change her sword state between sword, whip, and coiled, and depending on the state, like she had completely different moves, and she was pretty difficult to play as. Okay, so maybe this is the critical edge.
Or maybe she does have multiple movesets and then multiple critical edges as a result. That'd be crazy. Also jiggle.
Okay, so there is one more character.
Indeed.
Ooh.
And it is... who could it be?
Yoshimitsu.
Oh! Zasalamel. Dark side of karma.
So having not played Soul Calibur 3, all I can say is this guy looks pretty cool.
Yep,
Yeah, he
that-
was
that's very
introduced in Soul Calibur 3. He was also in Soul Calibur 4, not in Soul Calibur 5. And he animates super well. I wasn't really fond of playing him, but yeah, he looks super cool. I've always liked the way he animates.
I never understood why he wasn't in 5, considering he always seemed to be a character that was immortal, and that was basically his curse. That he
There's
could not die.
there's a lot of questions to be had about the roster in 5.
True.
Well, I mean, he's got time manipulation power, so maybe he saw the direction Soul Calibur 5 was going. He's like, I don't want to be in this game. I'm going to stop time
Nope.
and wait for a better game to appear in.
So I'm not super familiar with his moveset, but I feel like there's a couple of crazy things he's doing here, which he hasn't done in previous games. So, for instance, like there's 2 times where he basically like stops time for the opponent.
Yeah, that's new from what I know.
I'm curious if that's just like a canned animation for a super, or if he can like do that now and then, and then freely follow up with anything else after time is slowed down. I'm starting to find where it happened though. This might be one of the times. Oh yeah, this is by the way.
That's the Abyss move.
Yeah, the
Calibur 3.
that's a move from Abyss, which is the boss in I think the final boss in Soul Calibur 3.
It is one of them. I'm not sure if it's either him or Night Terror you would call the final boss.
Oh yeah, so confusing. But yeah, this is one of the times. Well, this kind of just looks like it's all part of a canned animation. Might be a critical edge.
I love the little finger move there. I don't know why. I just love when characters do that.
Yeah.
I like it when characters are fancy. I like fancy.
He's like a yep.
And I've been able to find a ton of screenshots as well. And this is the first time I've been able to find screenshots in a lossless quality for the game. So if I look at this with a 1:1 pixel ratio, then this is a very good representation of the image quality we can expect.
The first time you were able to get lossless screenshots was when they were showing off Ivy.
Yes.
Suspicious.
But well, I think it looks good overall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
mean, Unreal Engine 4 has proven itself in quite a few games now.
It's also proven to be ugly in some ways with some games as well. For instance, Tekken 7 goes crazy with a lot of post-processing effects. And
God, she looks young.
I think it was it PUBG which recently added sharpening, which is on all the time, which is just yet another way to like ruin the image quality.
Well, PUBG isn't a terribly great-looking game at the best of times.
I kind of feel maybe texture quality at places is a little bit blurry.
Yeah, that's a little weird. I wonder which version this is.
I know this is kind of out of the blue. I really like her face here. Like, I like the facial model they have here.
Yeah, we'll see we'll look more close at that later with the comparison. But yeah, I think her face here looks pretty good.
There's a skull in her shoulder plate.
Evil.
Oh no.
Okay, I'll just let this play automatically. I have a lot of stuff I've written down. So there was a brief article with a couple of notes about the characters. It mentioned that Ivy can charge her, like hold down attack buttons to get the variants of her moves, and I think that very much implies that we'll be getting the version of Ivy which is from Soul Calibur 2 and 5, where she could well basically by default, if you tapped buttons you would get a sword attack. If you held the button you would get a whip attack. That's like basically how she played like in 1, 2, and 5. And this also mentioned that for the first time she'll be getting a long-ranged command throw in addition to her deadly close-up ones. So that confirms 2 things. Like she will be getting yet again those insanely hard to execute close-range throws, but also a long-range throw. That sounds a bit nutters.
That just scares me. That scares me.
And a couple of notes about Zasalamel. He's an easy-to-use all-rounder who can apparently use black magic to curse the opponent. I wonder if that could be the time freeze stuff.
That
possibly.
Oh yeah, it actually says in the same thing. Like after cursing opponent, he can then stop time to allow attack openings.
Oh.
All right then.
So that's very much new for Zasalamel.
Yeah, that's definitely new. I don't remember that in 3 or 4 at all.
And there's been some people in the community who's been able to get some more hands-on time with the game at various shows. And one guy noted that Sophia has acquired a couple of moves from Pyro.
Makes sense.
So I think that, well, I mean, it was pretty easy to assume that Pyro wouldn't be in this game regardless, but that's even a bigger hint that no, she won't be here.
And
I mean, she isn't even born in this timeline yet.
Yeah.
So.
And he did not note any moves taken from Cassandra, so I hope that's a hint that maybe we'll be seeing Cassandra return in this game.
I would be okay with that still, because they are different enough.
Yeah, I would be very happy. I think Cassandra is a lot more fun to play as than Sophia. And
The outfit is getting more and more uncomfortable the more I look at it.
and actually, speaking of which, I am like we have to ask one question here. Very, very important question. Like, this outfit kind of skimpy, right? Right?
Kind of.
So
I mean, I think to see anything worse than this, you'd have to go to like a Dead or Alive game.
So I have one really important question then. So they have armor break in the game. Like, how is that going to work with this?
Oh no. Yeah, there's not maybe like the shoulder plate breaks. So, like the only stuff that looks like it would be safe to break and still remain within aid rating is this arm bit right here.
I have an idea how they can solve this problem.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not sure where this is going.
They just go all in. Armor break actually makes her naked, but it is censored in real time using sock puppets.
Oh my god. Well, at least we know what mod Sectus is making first.
Yeah.
Just imagine this. Like, this would make the game so much better.
I will kind of have to agree, actually.
I'm actually going to be curious if her more sensible alternate outfit makes it into the game.
Yeah,
you know, where she's like dressed all regal.
She's. I think she's always had rather sensible secondary outfits, but well, okay, usually. But I really hope we'll get secondary outfits in this game. I'll be kind of sad if that's not the case, and using, for instance, her Soul Calibur 1 or Soul Calibur 2 secondary outfits as base would be really cool.
Agreed.
Although another worst case scenario is that, hey, alternate costume DLC pack, only $10 or something like that.
Well, I mean, don't give them ideas.
They probably already have
you know, idea. I think I would be okay with that. Like, better that than like loot boxes.
Oh right, of course.
And I also want to see Soul Calibur actually do well financially. So I don't think I'm super against like them trying to find a way to monetize this. Just don't do it in a stupid way like loot boxes or anything like that, please. No.
Yeah, that's just gonna be a death sentence.
I can accept the lesser of two evils. Then okay.
Although if I'm gonna bet, I think it's super likely we'll be seeing a bunch of DLC characters with this game because that's just what's common for fighting games these days.
And yeah, that's what they did with Tekken 7.
Tekken is surprisingly light on it. Dragon Ball Fighters, however, that Namco's released is going all in.
Yeah, I think there's several fighting games which is going all in with character DLC. I think Injustice 2 has a bunch, and some other games too. Like
Injustice 2 is nuts. I mean, they added the Ninja Turtles as playable characters, like and Hellboy.
Yeah.
And the new Blast Blue crossover game has like 20 DLC characters.
Oh, let's not get into that.
Some of them are free now due to backlash.
Yeah, but
well, that's nice at least.
Yeah.
But still, Jesus Christ.
Oh, by the way, this is the first new stage we've seen in ages for the game.
Yeah, I figured it was.
I heard people claim it was based on stage from Soul Calibur 3. I should have looked more into that. But yeah, more stuff to talk about. There was someone in the community called Kayane who was able to have an interview with the lead producer on Soul Calibur 6. And she asked him many questions.
Ooh.
For instance, she asked about single player modes, but the producer guy was very, very, very coy. And when asked if story mode was finished or not, he just decided to not answer whatsoever, which might be a small hint that maybe he wants to say yes, but he can't. And most questions was honestly like that, where he basically either had some kind of some kind of excuse to not really answer, or just not answer at all. But a couple of things he did reveal details on. For instance, he talked as to why Noctis was added to Tekken 7 and not Soul Calibur 6. And he says
Okay.
that it's basically because Tekken 7 was in development before Soul Calibur 6, and in hindsight, he does agree that Noctis would fit a lot more for Soul Calibur than Tekken.
No kidding.
Yeah, he has a weapon and everything. He has a sword.
Yeah. He has many, I believe.
And it was confirmed in an interview that Junichi Nakatsuru is back to work on music for the game.
Yes.
Okay, let's get that remix of Confrontation in here.
And for people who don't know, like that was the main composer for Soul Calibur 1, 2, 3, and 4. He made most of the music for those games. He only made 3 tracks for Soul Calibur 5. Otherwise, that music was outsourced to other composers.
Ugh.
Oh, wow.
So I really hope he'll do a lot of music for this game, because when I think Soul Calibur music, I think him. Like I think his style specifically.
He just has a really good way of making everything sound epic in a way.
Oh, yeah.
He's
Giving
made
it
this.
scale.
He's composed so many good tracks for the series. It's insane. And
I mean, we could be here all day if we gotta praise the music.
and in the interview, it was also he implied that there won't be any cross-platform play, and he says that it's difficult to implement because of Sony's and Microsoft rules when it comes to cross-platform play. I am guessing that is it Sony who's basically evil with that?
Well, Sony's the one that doesn't want to play ball, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Sony refuses developers to enable cross-platform play between Xbox One and PS4. So I'm guessing this might be alluding to that.
Yeah.
It is.
I
It
think-
absolutely is.
I think the game out there with like the most cross-platform play is Rocket League. You can do PC, Xbox One, and Switch all together.
Rainbow.
Somewhere
Larry, you're gonna
over
find a
the
gold
rainbow.
pot of gold at the end of it.
And he was also asked about the Switch version. He said there's no version for the Switch in development, but since Switch is doing like really well overall, then they might do that in the future.
I think there's a couple of Unreal Engine 4 games on Switch, so the engine supports it. I mean, hell, some developers managed to port Unreal Engine 3 games over to Switch. I think Rocket League is an Unreal Engine 3 game.
Yeah, he actually specifically talked about that in the interview. He said that Unreal Engine 4 does have Switch support, but they would have to do some work to ensure that it runs at a smooth 60 FPS.
Yeah, you'd have some sharp resolution and texture resolution cuts, probably.
Yeah.
And the final note I have from the interview is that he was asked if Team Battle Mode will return in Soul Calibur 6, and he said that he can't reveal what modes the game will have. He also said that it's basically impossible to satisfy every kind of player because they all want something differently. Like I kind of feel like it had negative undertones with that answer, so I feel like that might be a hint that no, Team Battle won't be a thing in Soul Calibur 6.
Oh,
Oh, well.
dang it.
But we'll see. I don't know, like maybe, is there a tiny chance, could modders be crazy enough to try to mod that in? I don't know how doable that would be. I would hope it would work out. I really would love to see that mode return.
Same. I still just find it weird it never returned.
Yeah, it was only in 1 and 2, right? Even with Soul Calibur 3, which had
one, sadly.
even with Soul Calibur 3 having roughly 1 billion different modes, it wasn't even in that.
Nope.
So sad.
Well, with regards to potential mods, I mean, what have people managed to do with Tekken 7, if anything?
I haven't looked that deeply into Tekken 7. I know that people have done a lot of different stuff with memory editing. People figured out that, hey, apparently the game forces one frame input lag everywhere, and they managed to disable that.
Huh.
I know people haven't figured out to import models, but I think that's very doable. It just isn't that many programmers in the modding community for the game. Otherwise, I can't really remember. Oh, I know that people have like swapped models and stuff. Like, I mean, I fiddled with that very, very briefly at launch.
Young Heihachi.
In Doodles. That's actually really weird. Like, I don't understand. There's a bunch of costumes you see in Tekken 7 story mode you can't use outside the story mode. I don't understand the logic behind that.
You
Ah.
can unlock customization parts to make him young Heihachi, but he'll have the wrinkles on his face still, so it looks kind of weird.
But for instance, in Nina's outfit in the story mode, which is based on the movie, like you can't use that outside the story mode, right?
Nope.
So yeah,
You
stuff like
cannot.
that is weird.
You can't use Jin's outfit where he's in like all belts either.
And also, I think there's one or two Jack variant, which is only in story mode and you can't use anywhere else.
Yep.
I find stuff like that to be kind of silly.
It is.
But back to Soul Calibur.
Oh yeah, here I was. This is the part I was curious about.
This is Ivy from Soul Calibur 1.
Wow.
And Ivy from Soul Calibur 2. I think this might be my favorite out of her like primary outfits in the series.
Yeah.
It does cover slightly
Like
more
it's-
skin.
It's reasonable.
And
It's reasonable.
Soul Calibur 3.
Suddenly the boobs got bigger.
And white is the primary color.
Yeah,
instead of
I don't-
purple.
I don't like that. I don't like the white hair. I think that's the primary reason I don't like this outfit very much. And cover your eyes.
I'm not ready for the next one. I'm
Cover
not
your
ready for it.
ears. Soul Calibur 4.
Right.
They went all in with this one.
I don't like this at all.
They knew what they were going for, and they didn't look
Yes.
back at all.
They wanted to push the limits of what they could get away with.
Did the game get
Oh,
a T
God.
rating?
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of impressive, I guess. And then Soul Calibur 5.
I really like this one.
Huh.
I actually do. I like it. I like the coloring and all of that.
And she's reasonably well covered for the most part.
Yeah, I like some of
although,
the.
although this part looks suspiciously like underwear.
Yeah, like it looks very lacy there. Yeah. I like some of the
You
deep.
just ruined it. You just ruined it for me.
Look, if I didn't point it out, someone else would have. This is the internet. You got to deal with this crap.
I like
True.
some of the details on this outfit, but I kind of feel like they just went overboard with so many different styles. Like parts of this looks like a military jacket of sorts, and she still has that dominatrix look from previous games, but also like as Rama said, underwear. It's just so many things just clash together.
Also, yeah, and she's got like scarecrow injectors on her fingers,
I
and
don't know what that's about. I don't want to know what that is about.
and it's not just a skull on the shoulder plate; it's a snake eating the skull, and there's more snakes coming out of the eyes of the skull.
Edgy.
Yeah, no kidding.
And that leads us to Soul Calibur 6.
Well, like her
Quite
face.
skimpy.
Like the boobs look like they're trying to escape.
Why
out of
are
the
they getting
outfit.
bigger? I swear they're getting bigger.
This so this basically looks like a like really skimpy version of Soul Calibur 1 outfit with maybe some details from Soul Calibur 5 outfit, like the shoulder pauldron with skull on it.
At least it doesn't look like a snake is eating it this time.
And there's still some minor hints of like lacy underwear, but only a little bit.
Yeah, I was seeing that in the in-game shots earlier. I think there's some down here as well.
I need to ask Ivy something about the outfit. That stuff on the hips, that cannot be comfortable. It looks really tight. Ugh.
Like, I'm almost afraid to ask, but throughout the entire series, has there ever been an explanation for this? Like, in the lore or the story or anything?
I think so.
No, I think it's just part of her design. Like, she's supposed to be this dominatrix type, but they don't really explain why. I don't know. But that aside, like, well, I think like artwork wise and with the pose and perspective, everything, like this is still like just really good artwork.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And like, I think the costume looks cool. Like it maybe a little bit too skimpy, but I like a lot of the details. I like it better than like, for instance, Soul Calibur 5 outfit. Like I don't think it looks bad overall. Just like maybe they went a little bit overboard with the skimpiness.
I just worry about the sides, leaving marks. Ouch! Just ouch.
And if they have secondary outfits, which they should go with something like this. This is her secondary outfit in Soul Calibur 1.
Okay.
And secondary outfit in Soul Calibur 2.
Ah, yes, I remember this one.
Yes.
I want one of these or a combination of them. I think that'd be cool.
If I had to pick between the two, I'd take the second one.
I think me too, but they both look pretty cool.
I'll have to go with the second one too, but that's because I have like nostalgic attachment, so I'm biased.
So, moving on to Zasalamel.
Ooh.
Soul Calibur 3.
I think this is still my favorite design for him. It's simple, but
Man, like,
works.
I look at this and I think like, oh, was he part of the original Assassins?
And Soul Calibur 4.
Oh, and now he's like
God, the bling bling.
like evil priest, and yeah, like got into quite a bit of cash.
Yeah, like a
Listen
pimp
up.
priest.
I'm surprised you were the one that said that.
You said the words. I just combined them. I don't know.
I didn't say pimp. I just said
Okay,
priest.
that's yeah. I guess you did say that.
He looks like a Saints Row villain.
Oh, yeah, he kind of does. I feel like his head maybe looks a little bit small,
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
especially compared to his trousers and feet.
Yeah, it makes it looks like his legs are super thick.
And Soul Calibur 6.
Well, looks like he got an outfit back in his actual size for a change, which is good.
I feel like he did it like really buff up. Like you can even see like the muscles through the outfit here.
And of course, we have to mention those huge pauldrons.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
yeah.
Yep. They're big.
Why doesn't he just use them as a weapon?
I feel like this is like a more muscular version of his Soul Calibur 3 outfit, but with some of the bling bling from Soul Calibur 4, like bling
yeah.
bling, bling bling, bling bling, and a huge bling.
Two huge bling blings.
I'm not sure if I call it bling, but
Yeah,
they are certainly huge.
Yeah,
And-
yeah, half right.
and
I like it. Again, I just love the way the artist draws
Yeah,
it.
yeah, the artwork is good.
So
I will say though, pose wise, like how is he holding the scythe there? It looks a
He's
little bit
holding
weird,
it like a guitar.
yeah, he's gonna play that scythe and rock out.
Take me home, country road.
What?
Just a song that popped into my head.
Okay.
Maybe that's a sign we should move on to screenshots.
Oh boy.
So this is Soul Calibur 1 graphics. Might look slightly dated by today's standards, slightly.
A little bit, but I still like it. I like how it looks.
Yeah, like I've seen the Dreamcast version running in high res, and it still looks all right.
And Soul Calibur 2.
Give up already.
Soul Calibur 2, I will say, still holds up pretty darn well graphically.
You know,
Absolutely.
yeah. Back in the day, I never actually noticed that like the middle part was partially see-through.
Well, it's Ivy. What can you
it's
do?
Ivy. Not that. You could not do that.
And Soul Calibur 3. I don't like the white. I don't like the white. Not a fan of the white.
And again, like they're pushing the see-through parts even further.
I'm not ready for the next one.
And
again.
speaking of pushing the limit, Soul Calibur 4.
Nice.
Dear
Yeah,
God.
because seeing this just reminds me of that advert.
She looks happy though.
I promise you won't suffer much, yeah, but we are suffering.
And then Soul Calibur 5.
Eh.
I'm not a fan of this outfit. The more I look at it, the more I'm more certain that I don't like this outfit.
You're all mean.
It looks like they changed her face a little bit between Soul Calibur 4 and 5.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's not a huge change, but it's definitely tweaked, like her nose and lips.
I'm gonna say I don't like either of the faces in 4 and 5. There's something
Yeah.
wrong with both of them.
Yeah, I'll have to agree.
Soul Calibur 6.
Now, I like that face a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
face-
is...
Face-wise, no complaints.
Yeah, they've like overhauled her face for this one. Yeah, I think I agree. It looks a lot better here. Yeah, definitely.
She just, she looks more human in a way. Like, not as doll-like.
I think it doesn't help that in this, like, her smile hair looks a little bit odd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in 5, like I'm gonna say in 5 it looks mannish a little, the face.
Hmm. It definitely looks a little bit off in a way.
Yeah.
I
I
like
like the face in 6s.
I like the shading on the armor. Looks
Oh
fancy.
yeah, that's fancy.
Yeah, nice and shiny. Just the way we like it.
Namco's good at that stuff. I don't know how, but that's like a thing I noticed, that they're just good at shiny stuff.
I still kind of feel like maybe some of the like textures here a little bit blurry, but who knows?
I'm still baffled that they can get away with that outfit.
Okay, I guess we can move on to... Oh, wait, yeah, I forget. I actually added a couple of other comparisons because I was able
Oh.
to find like similar looking poses in the new screenshots. She looks very sassy in like 5.
I kind of like that. I feel like that fits her.
She's much more serious now.
Like 4, she looks weird, and 5, she's sassy,
Yeah.
and 6, she looks serious.
One thing I disliked about female characters in 4 is that they all had this like heavy makeup around the eyes. I don't think that looked very
Nice.
good.
God,
Yeah.
that eyeliner. You can be in a punk rock band with the head amount. I think 5 wins for me here, purely because of the sassy look.
Yeah, she became a lot more serious. If you focus on the weapon model, is that just the same model?
It certainly
Like
looks
if you
that.
look at the
Very
sharp
close,
edges, it's like super similar. What if it's just the same model?
Well,
I think it is, and then they slightly tweaked it at a few points, like the little green stone.
it might just be the lighting and the shading, really.
Hmm.
Like, oh well, hang on. The green jewel is more rounded. It looks like it's got more polygons to it.
And that could also be due to shading, though. It's hard to tell exactly where the polygons are on the gem.
Hmm.
But yeah, maybe we can move on to Zasalamel in Soul Calibur 3.
Well, this should be interesting.
It should be interesting because there's not that many scythe users in fighting games.
And Soul Calibur 4. And Soul Calibur.
Well, his head doesn't look as small this time around.
Yeah, it's only the artwork. He has a really tiny head.
Yeah.
And Soul Calibur 6.
Oh hey, that is a very very similar pose.
Yeah.
Well,
They didn't fix his thumb clipping into the weapon a little
Yeah, I think it's really funny. Like that detail is exactly the same. Like that mistake is exactly the same. Which might be a hint. Like maybe just weapon mesh, hand mesh is just the same. Unlike
probably is.
unlike Ivy, I feel like in this case they just based this on his Soul Calibur 4 face. I think the face looks super similar.
there's definitely a lot of similarities here.
Yeah, I think the eye color is a bit different. Like it's darker.
It's hard to tell since it's like bathed in shadow from his
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the only like big change with his body is like his left hand. His like This hand looks terrible from a texture perspective, and it looks okay here.
Oh wow.
Also, on the form model, is that just meant to be his veins?
I think
almost
so.
thought that was a tattoo at
I'm
first.
pretty sure that's supposed to be blood veins.
Because they're not visible on the Soul Calibur 6 model.
Then they're like ever so slightly visible here.
More reasonable. I like how he looks. I really like how he looks now.
I think
Although- The shoulder pads are a little huge still.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of those, no. I think I included one more comparison with Zasalamel, yeah. This is further away though with the camera.
Well,
But
I guess if you spent a lot of time and money making these complicated and intricate animations, you might want to reuse them if you were making a new game, I guess,
Yeah.
to save on costs.
Makes sense too.
I find it interesting which characters they're redesigning, like face-wise, and which ones they're keeping the same. So Ivy they redesigned, I think with pretty good reason. I think she looks a lot better in 6 compared to 4 and 5 with the face.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And Zasalamel, well, I think he looked fine in 4, so they didn't really have to mess with his face in 6.
Yeah. Like he looks the way I feel like he should, really. Plus he isn't really younger or older as he's immortal, from what I remember, so I don't even think he aged.
Is he the same character as Abyss, the boss in 3?
Yep. He's
So-
Abyss.
I think he might be super evil then, because Abyss didn't seem very nice.
I think it was evil in 3, and then in 4 he's just neutral, like his own agenda. I don't really remember, actually.
Well, one more thing to look at quickly, since Ivy and Zasalamel have been revealed. The
Okay.
character select screen will look kind of something like this. So that means at least 12 characters which are yet to be revealed.
I promised JTig I would do this if he showed up. My boy Keeling! Oh! My boy! Oh!
Yeah.
There we go.
If they continue the trend of always revealing between 2 to 4 characters every single month, maybe that's some kind of hint. Maybe we can expect a release date to be June or July, because at that rate they would have revealed 12 characters.
Sounds possible.
If I recall, was Tekken 7, that was June last year, right?
That is correct.
And if I recall, Soul Calibur 4 was super late July, the year it was released. So Namco, they're not opposed to releasing during those months.
That would make sense, because then they would also have it out a little bit before EVO, and then the game could be
When
added
is-
to EVO. Maybe
When
in
is
time.
Evo?
That's in. I don't remember. That's June or July.
I can definitely see them wanting to have the game out before Evo, but on the other hand, people wouldn't have a lot of time to practice.
Nope.
Just a couple of weeks or something,
True.
at best.
I forget. Tekken 7 didn't have a demo, did it?
Nope.
No.
Didn't even have a beta.
Yeah, demos in general these days, they seem super rare.
Which
Which is
really
why-
bums me out.
Which is why it's all the more surprising that they announced that Final Fantasy 15 PC would be getting a demo.
So at this rate, they have been revealing characters each month, so I think it's very likely they'll continue doing that. So next month, GDC starts 19th of March. I think it's pretty likely if there's going to be a reveal that month, it'll happen then. That seems logical.
I could definitely see that. But did Ivy and Zasalamel get revealed due to an event happening? I
No,
feel
no.
like they just revealed them.
Yeah, I
Very
guess
good.
they didn't have any event.
Keeping that hype train going, I guess. Part of the marketing.
I will say, they really missed out on a really obvious opportunity to reveal Isabella, Ivy, Valentine on Valentine's Day. Just saying. That was last week. They could have done it.
Yeah.
Missed marketing. Come on, guys. What you doing?
That is actually true. If more companies should do that. Capcom, chill.
But with that said, I think that's pretty much it for this podcast.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have anything more to add actually. So
Yeah, Ivy, Zasalamel, I think it's pretty cool.
yeah, I'm
I
really
feel like-
happy he's in.
I feel like we didn't really emphasize really the point that he's from Soul Calibur 3. They haven't actually revealed any Soul Calibur 2 characters yet, but they revealed one from Soul Calibur 3. I found that to be very, very surprising.
Yeah,
That's a
that
good
is,
point.
that is
I didn't
surprising
even
indeed.
think about that.
Speaking of which, I guess I could mention quickly that from the interview between Kayane and the producer, like several times it was mentioned that Soul Calibur 6 is set in the same time period as Soul Calibur 1 and 2. They keep mentioning Soul Calibur 2, which makes me feel like we should see several reveals from of Soul Calibur 2 characters at one point. Like I feel like that is something they might be implying.
Come on, Talib.
Raphael, Cassandra, come on!
I mean, there's no way they'll make a game without Raphael. He was even at 5 still.
Yeah. I'll definitely be super sad if there's no Raphael, but we'll see.
And I imagine if there's going to be any guest characters, that'll be one of the last things they reveal before launch.
It's Yoda. Didn't you know? We talked about this, Raymond.
Speaking of Yoda, they revealed Darth Vader and Yoda a half year before the release of Soul Calibur 4.
Oh, really?
Oh wow.
I cannot remember when they revealed Ezio for Soul Calibur 5.
I think that was April of 2012.
I also
Wait, the
can't-
game was released February of 2012.
Oh. Never mind.
Was
But
I
I
missing
don't
something?
remember.
Yeah, and it was so long ago that I can't remember when exactly like Link, Heihachi, and Spawn were revealed for Soul Calibur 2.
I will quickly say that I feel like the eyes could maybe look a little bit better.
She just looks dead.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something about the eyes which just doesn't seem right. I don't know.
She looks like she's in a thought of, can they please stop touching my face every time I show up in a new game? That'd be wonderful.
No, she's probably more angry at the fact that they made her dress like this, and well, I mean,
God, these
she's,
things are
she's in the
hurting.
snow. It must be freezing.
Before I forget, I just want to quickly look at the new stage. It should be visible somewhere here.
Yeah.
Oh,
There-
yes.
well, it's on fire.
Let's look at this in slow motion. Oh, it became very dark.
People said it was based on something from Soul Calibur 3?
That's what they claimed. I don't remember the stage from that game too well.
I get more of a Soul Calibur 5 vibe.
We don't see a lot of the stage in those in these videos. Wait, I think that was a little bit of the new stage.
Yeah, a lot of very quick cuts.
I like the sky in it. The sky looks pretty. Oh, that's also the new stage. Yeah, it looks like a cool stage at least. Looks like I don't think there's any obvious ring out opportunities. Maybe you have to like break the fences in order to ring out.
Ah, yes, the fabled ring out.
I think there was
Time-honored tradition in Soul Calibur.
I think there was one stage in Soul Calibur 5 where it was difficult to ring out your defenses, but you could ring them out over the fences. Maybe something like that. But well, with that said, I think we've definitely gone through everything to say about this new announcement with Ivy and Zasalamel and stuffs.
Indeed.
So we shall see you next time, probably 19th of March, something like that.
Ooh.
So
Exciting.
bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.